How's it going, everyone? My name is Matt Stigler, owner of PaveFit, and today we are going to talk about the three major rules that you need to know if you want to put on muscle mass. So first up, we need to talk about how long you should keep an exercise in a program for. And this is one of the bigger mistakes I see from people is they don't keep exercises in there long enough to actually adapt to them. And the big reason that we want to keep an exercise in the program for a significant period of time is this exercise is going to give us some type of adaptation that our body is then going to respond to. Now, what we need to do is we may need to make sure that that adaptation is repeated and repeated and repeated. Otherwise, our body isn't going to know what to respond to. So here is a first example of that. So let's say you are running a chest program. You want to put on some size on your chest. And week 1, you do chest, you do bench press. Week 2, you do bench press. 3, 4, 5, 6, every single time you are doing bench press in that program. Your body's going to say, hey, we've done bench press the past 6 weeks. We need to respond to this stress, and it's going to adapt accordingly. Now, another example of this is, let's say you run chest for 6 weeks and you do bench press one chest day. They do an incline dumbbell bench the next chest day, and then you do a pec fly the third chest day, and you rotate those 3 exercises. You're still going to get some good results from that, absolutely, because you're still working the chest fibers, but it's not as specific as we possibly could be if we ran just the same exercise to start every single workout, like if we did a bench press every single time. So like I said, you're still going to get some adaptation there, but it's not going to be optimized. And now on the opposite end of the spectrum, if we have someone who's trying to do a chest day and they do bench one day and then the next chest day rolls around and they're like, oh, I don't like doing chest. Let's just do lat pull down instead. And then the third chest day comes around and they're doing flies or something like that. The body's going to be way too confused and I have no idea what to respond to. And those are the people that are not making much progress when it comes to muscle building. Second rule we need to talk about is do not go to failure on every single set during your workout routine. In fact, there should be some workouts where you probably don't even go to failure a single time. And I know that's a foreign concept to a lot of people because a lot of people think, oh, exercise needs to be difficult. The more difficult it is, the better I'm doing. But that's just not the case. We need to work smarter. And then eventually, once we've proven that we can work smarter, we have then earned the right to then work harder. So what do I mean by that? We need to start, especially in week 1, keeping about 4 reps shy of failure. And I'm talking 4 reps of clean technique shy of failure. So during your week 1 workouts, you're probably going to leave the gym most of those times feeling like you still have a good amount in the tank. And that's perfectly okay because we want to make sure that you can come in that next session and feel perfectly ready to go again while we're still accumulating volume and getting the body used to these new exercises. Because it's week 1 of your block. You're doing a bunch of stuff that you've never done before. If you've never done a barbell RDL and you came in and you did 3 sets of barbell RDLs to failure, you would not set foot in that gym for another 2 weeks, at least. You would just cause too much muscle soreness. You'd be walking around like a fridge, just waddling everywhere. It would not be a good situation to put yourself in. But if you walked in and did your barbell RDLs and you just got a little good feel for it, maybe you forced some blood into the muscle, got a little bit of metabolic damage in there, then maybe we have a different story. Then maybe you wake up the next day and you're like, okay, I felt it a little bit. And then we can come in maybe in 3 days and do the same exercise and slowly ramp your way up. So if that's week 1, then maybe week 2, we come in and we leave 3 reps in the tank, something like that. Another reason that you don't want to go to failure during every single set is because you're just going to be doing more harm than good at that point. You will do a lot of damage to the muscle if you go all the way to failure. But Dr. Mike Israetel of Renaissance Periodization said it best when he said, it's like if you were tasked with taking out the floors in a skyscraper. And instead of going in there and just ripping out the floor and replacing it with the new stuff, you took an entire wrecking ball to the whole skyscraper. Yes, now you can put in new floors, but it's incredibly ineffective and incredibly costly. And our third and final rule, and maybe one of the more important ones, is you need to make sure that you are in a hypercaloric state. So you need to make sure that you are eating more calories than you are burning. Those extra calories that you have not burned are then going to be used to build muscle. So the way that we make sure we can do this, because I have a lot of people that say, hey, I'm trying to eat as much as I can, but I'm just full. This is when you get to do the fun stuff. Like you get to eat the foods that are not as satiating and are a little bit more enjoyable to eat. Something like peanut butter insanely high calorie. I personally can't get enough of it. If you keep eating that, you're going to be well above your caloric intake. Then you even have different things, something crazy, have a soda, have an ice cream every now and then. Those foods are not filling at all, and that'll just slowly bump up your caloric intake enough so you will be able to put on a little bit of extra size. The problem a lot of people make is they're like, oh, I have to eat 3,500 calories and it all needs to be clean, so I'm gonna do 3,500 calories worth of chicken and rice and broccoli, and that's just not sustainable. One, that's incredibly unenjoyable. Two, it's incredibly filling. You will not be able to eat 3,500 calories worth of just grilled chicken, rice, and broccoli. And it's just not something that's sustainable and realistic for people. Now, I'm not saying don't get those clean foods in, but what I am saying is that should not be the majority of your diet. Now, I also talk about you need to be in a hypercaloric state, but you also need to be making sure you're getting enough of that protein. So that's where that chicken comes in. That's where those high protein, high satiety foods come in. They still need to play a role because you still need to fuel your body and provide your body enough nutrients to actually put on muscle. But for those little bit of extra calories there, enjoy yourself. All right, everyone, that concludes this video. Let me know if you liked it. If you did, share it with a friend. Let me know what you want to see next time. And until then, I'll see you later.